Should you go full-time as an artist or stay part-time or hobby artist? In my experience, there is one element that makes people not go full-time. Fear. Last year, I went from 8K followers to 93,000 followers, okay, on Instagram. And I went from making 40,000 a year to 192,000 US dollar, okay? The only things that did make a huge difference is I managed to conquer this. Artists ask me all the time, should I quit my job and be a full-time artist, or should I keep my job on the side, or even full-time, and when I have some very little spare time, be an artist? And I find this question most of the time crazy. The answer that I give to them is it depends. And it depends of what? It depends of one, how much you make currently. So money and passion. Do you love what you do? That's it. But in most cases, there is a problem. The problem is it doesn't make any money and they hate what they do. And this is what pisses me off. I don't understand this. Let me explain. I was talking with an artist earlier today, and he was telling me that he was making coffee at Starbucks. And I was like, okay, how much do you make? And he told me about $2,000, a bit less than $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month for about 40 hours a week, okay? 2K months. To be fair, if he was working in a specialty coffee place and he was making amazing coffee and he was passionate about it, he was passionate about giving the best experience to customer, the best coffee with the best beans, the best milk, I would not mind, okay? I would be like, if that's what you love, just keep your job, all good. Now, Starbucks is like any machine can make something as good as Starbucks. Probably an espresso machine can make a coffee that is as good as Starbucks. So what you do doesn't bring any value to the world, okay? Or at least to the world of coffee. So you don't have the passion here. You don't have the money because you're making $2,000 a month. So what do you have left? Nothing, okay? And he was asking me, yes, but at least I'm making $2,000 a month. Yeah, at least you're making $2,000 a month. However, how much are you making selling art today? Probably almost nothing, $500, $1,000 a month. What's the average price of your artworks? And he told me it's actually close to $2,000. So that's $2,000, we are back at it, okay? That's the price for one artwork. And what I told him is like, okay, what about you quit your job that you hate and that you have been doing for 6 years, okay? So this is not moving the needles. So nothing is changing at the moment. The needles is still the same at the same place. You are not an artist. You are not at least a full-time artist. What about if you were taking these 40 hours a week working in a job that you hate? So 40 hours just to get more like into math right now, 40 hours a week, it's 160 hours a month, okay? And this is what I told him, okay? I told him, what if you have 160 hours a month to sell one artwork? Do you think that you will be able to sell them? Do you think you will be able to at least sell an artwork? And he was like, for sure. And I was like, so why don't you do it? All this time spent at Starbucks making bad coffee could be invested at trying to sell one artworks. And it's not even trying because, to be fair, there is no reason, there is absolutely zero reason that you would not be able to sell one artwork working 160 hours to sell it. There is no reason. You would probably need 10 hours, okay? And you have 16 times that. 16 times that to be able to what? To live your dream life of being an artist full time and stop making coffee for people who don't care. And it's overpriced coffee, bad coffee. Please, okay? Don't do this. And I asked him, like, why don't you do it? And he was like, well, what if it doesn't work? Oh. And I asked him, like, what if it works? What if you don't sell only one artwork, but you sell 4 per month, which is extremely doable, okay? Then you will not only make 2,000, which is basically the max that you can do at Starbucks. It's not like the more you make coffee, the more you make. There is nobody that makes 8K at Starbucks, okay? So you have a ceiling, and the ceiling is $2,000. You can make the best coffee there, you will still make $2,000. You can make 5 times more coffee than somebody else, you will still make $2,000, okay? But if you do a great job at selling your artwork, you will make $8,000 a month, okay? And yes, I have a mentorship. I make this easy, okay? But I was telling him, this is not even the point. Just try by yourself. 1 month, 160 hours, and try to sell one artwork. And there is no way that you fail. Yes, but what if I don't? What if you make coffee for the rest of your life instead of being an artist? Instead of living your dream life, instead of doing something that you love? It's actually not even to make the most money possible, okay? The point is just to wake up every day and to be like, okay, for 2 hours, for 3 hours, I'm just gonna paint, I'm gonna create what I want to create, and for the next 5 hours, I'm gonna start to sell my artwork, okay? When it's sold, I create something else. And repeat, and just doing what I love, which is creating art. So for me, for the Starbucks people, it's a no-brainer. At least you try. At least you try once. And if you are too scared to quit your job, which I also understand, it's fear, it's a human behavior, it's okay to have fear. Why not asking your boss, okay, can I have a part-time this month? And you're gonna have 80 hours to sell? Just 1 month, you try, you give your best, okay? You give absolutely your best for 1 month, part-time. You forget about Netflix, you forget about YouTube, you forget about everything, you just focus about selling your art, okay? That you can try. The problem is, when I talk to people and one, they are passionate about what they do, actually it's 2 problems. It's the 2 first problems that we saw at the beginning. It's money and passion, okay? So when the passion is here, when the person is like, yeah, but I love my job. Yeah, but if you love your job, you stay in your job. If you love what I do, I have 0 problem with it, okay? If you love what I do, then try to be more organized, okay? Try to get into a system that help you, that find you, like that give you a roadmap to like, okay, I have 3 hours per day, I have 2 hours per day to create and sell. This is what I have to do, okay? You can do this. You love your job, it's fine, okay? There is another problem, which is maybe the worst, okay? It's when the passion is not here, okay? But when the money is here. So I was talking with somebody that wanted to join the mentorship. And this person was like, yeah, I don't really like what I do. I would love to be a full-time artist, but the money is good. And I asked her like, okay, how much, I mean, if that's okay, how much are you currently making in your job? And she was, oh, I'm making 120K a year. And that sucks. Why? Is because she's way too comfortable. And when you have been used to make that much money a year, it's very hard to quit your job because you have the comfort and you probably have the lifestyle that goes with it. You have a mortgage, you have a nice car, your kids are in a nice school, and you're like, okay, I have to make this money now. I didn't have 10 years ago, but now I need to make this money because I have all this payment coming and I need to make this money. So can you guarantee me that I'm going to be able to make 120K a year selling my art? No, I can't, okay? I'm making much more than this, okay? I'm making 193, last year I made 193, but I can't guarantee that you're going to make this. Okay? Yes, I can give you a roadmap, I can give you a system, but it's going to depend a lot on your work, hard work, dedication, discipline, and this I can't guarantee. But the 2K a month, come on, anybody can do it. Okay? How? Maybe you will ask me, okay, how? I'm not going to give you my system. Okay? I'm not going to give you my system. My system is like 60 hours of content, me helping you for 3 months, okay? But there's so many ways. Facebook group, DMing your Instagram followers, reaching out to interior designers, reaching out to companies that wants to have some nice art into their offices instead of have some IKEA prints, reaching out to your friends. I know some artists who do a very good job in some market. You know, they are selling consistently and they're doing a good job. They just have to rent this small table. Yes, it has a cost, but you know, they make a great living like this. I know some artists who make a great living in the street. You know, painting in the street. I'm not telling you to do this, but there is so many ways, okay, to make a great living as an artist, okay? I should make a list of all the ways, and that's gonna be a lot. That's probably gonna be 100. But what I would focus is not doing prints or all this stuff, is just to focus on original artworks, okay? Why? Because you will need to sell 100 prints to make as much as selling one original artworks. And that's also mean that you will need to find 100 clients, okay? To make as much as finding one client. So that all my artists, I recommend them original artworks only unless you have 100,000 plus followers. Okay, if you have huge followings, then you can go to do some prints. Okay, but in most cases, it's not worth it. Okay, it's going to be a headache, logistic, admin, cost. Original artworks only for now. Okay, when you grew your socials, when you have way more visibility, okay, you can do prints. Okay, so please make me a favor, just try harder to sell your art. Okay, this is not as hard as you think. This is not as hard as the gatekeepers of the art world have been trying to tell you it is. It's not that easy. Okay. In one of my previous YouTube videos, I was pissed because for 3-4 days, I didn't sell an artwork. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna eat any food until I sell an artwork. Okay, it took me, you have to rewatch the video, it took me like probably 5 hours to sell, to make $1,000. It's extremely possible, and I don't want artists to be stuck into some job that they hate for the rest of your life, okay? The world needs more artists. Today you can change this, okay? Or at least for the next 30 days, you can change this. If you need some small advices, you can message me on Instagram. I'm gonna try to make a list of what you have to do. Very simple, very light, okay? This is gonna be free. This is just to be helping you. Okay, so don't give up, work harder. It's always at the beginning that you have to work harder, okay? It gets easier with the time. And see you in the next video.